So we have this animation program, this Adobe Animate, and I've been showing you drawing tools, but I haven't shown you how to animate. And that's what we really want to know. And we're going to start off really basic. So the animation part happens with this timeline down here at the bottom, and it has to do with these little frames. Each one of these frames is almost like a picture or a piece of paper in a book. And as you move through the pieces of paper in a book, it changes. And these are called frames. You can make the frames bigger or smaller depending on what you need to see with this toolbar over here. But let's show you how to animate. Now, if the frame has a dot in it, that means it's a keyframe. It means I have something on this piece of paper, or in this case, this frame, and it's this square right here. So I'm going to click on my Move tool, and I'm going to double click on my object and copy it. I double clicked because it has a stroke. If it doesn't have a stroke, I probably don't need to, but if I just click on it once, it only grabs the fill, and if I try to move it, it separates from the stroke. So that's why I double clicked on it. And I want to start animating that. So I'm going to come down here and right click, insert a keyframe. So I want another keyframe. And I'm going to it makes a copy of this rectangle, so I'm just going to move it. And if I take this scrubber or this playhead and drag it back and forth, I can start to see animation. So it's on page 1, page 2, or frame 1, frame 2. And so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to right click, insert a keyframe. It makes a copy of my square, and I'm going to move it again. Right click, insert keyframe, move it again. So if I hit enter on the keyboard, you can see the animation. That is just for basic movement. Let's keep going. Let's keep animating. I'm going to right click, insert a keyframe. I'm going to move it, but I'm also we learned a free transform tool. I'm going to start to make it a little bit bigger as well. So I moved it and I made it a little bit bigger. I'm going to insert a keyframe. I'm going to move it and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to do that 5 times. Insert a keyframe, move it, make it a little bit bigger. Let's just see what it looks like if I hit enter. So it's moving and it's getting bigger. So the keyframe is, I'm going to insert a keyframe. What do I want it to look like on this next frame? So I want it to move. I want it to get a little bit bigger. What do I want it to look like? Well, now I want it to be blue. So not only is it moving and getting bigger, I changed the color. So if I play it, it's moving, it's getting bigger, it's turning blue. Keep going. So I'm going to insert another keyframe and I'm going to move it. I'm going to make it smaller and I'm going to rotate it. So I moved my mouse to this corner till it turns to a half circle and I just rotated a little bit. I'm going to insert another keyframe, move it, make it smaller, and just rotate it a little bit. Insert keyframe. This is called frame by frame animation. So I'm looking at each frame and then changing a dynamic about it, changing a property about it. I'm changing its location, its size, its rotation, its color. And if I hit enter on the keyboard, it plays through it and it's moving, it's changing colors and starting to rotate. So this is frame by frame animation in Animate.